This is how to combine all of these charts in Excel to make a very cool dashboard. The workbook I used to make all of these things is available in my bio to practice with me. First, let's convert these numbers for the butterfly chart. We need to divide these millions by 10 to the 6th so that we get these in a smaller digit. Next, let's add our data bars. We're going to highlight all of our information and go to conditional formatting data bars. Let's show the bar only and then change these to number. We want these to range from 0 to 45 million, so we're making sure our max says 45 million. Change the color for women and then change it to right to left. Repeat the step. We're going to go up to data bars again in conditional formatting and make sure you check that box to show the bar, number on each, and then 45 million is our max. And this time, let's go with a navy blue and left to right. Hit OK. Now, the reason we converted these is because we want to copy and paste, I'll show you better in a second, to a linked picture, and we're going to move those numbers over. And then we're going to do the same for women, and you'll be able to see it easier on this side. So we're going to highlight all of those, right-click, copy, paste to a linked picture. Again, now you can move these values over, and what this is going to do is update these numbers as you change them in the original columns. So we can highlight all of these and go up and change the font to bold and white, and then it's going to show automatically in our picture. If you later need to update those values, you can do that, and it's really easy. All right, next, let's add our shape. This is going to be off to the right. Draw in a rounded rectangle. You can pick any shape you like. I happen to like the rounder edges for a dashboard. So then let's go up to insert, and we need to add some different shapes here. We're going to add a text box first. This is where we're going to put our total value in. So we want to get our total population between men and women here. So I went up to the formula bar, I pressed equal, and then selected our total. And we can do some formatting here to center, bold it, and change the font to be larger. Now you're going to have to resize this box once you've got all of your formatting done, just to make sure it's going to fit. That is a larger number. So let's move it up a little bit, and then let's insert another text box because we want this to be very clear what this is, and this is, let's say, total. You could put total population, whatever you want. Let's change the font again on this to make it a little bit bigger, and we will center this accordingly. So that's looking much better. Now we need to go up and let's insert another shape. This time it's going to be a line, and we're going to change this shape to a black line. It will be blue by default and you wouldn't be able to see it. And then let's add an icon. So I'm going to type in people because I want to find something that represents people. So I like this one. It shows both men and women. And then let's move that into place. Now we need to change the colors on these. So you can click on each one holding shift, and then let's change it to a gray. And then you can go back and change the larger shape, the background, to be shadowed or beveled edge, whatever you like. Let's go with the shadow. And then I'm going to try to shrink this down just so you can see a little bit better. And I right-clicked and I hid that totals line. We don't need it anymore. And let's just add in like a dividing line of some sort. I like to kind of break it up a bit, so I'm just going to fill that in with a dark gray. So now our top portion is done. The rest of these are going to be more charts. So let's select all of our data here and go up to Insert Chart. And this is a tree map. This tree map chart is a great alternative to pie charts because a lot of times pie chart isn't really clear how big the tiles are. And this reads left to right, largest to smallest, and makes it a lot easier to see. And this is going to be our regions. Now for the next one, we want to do a couple donut charts. So I went up to insert a donut chart, and let's change the title on these. This first one is going to be average income split. So let's change the solid fill on this. We want to go with a pink again, just to keep it coordinated with our data bars for women, and then we'll go with a navy blue for men. And then you can change the thickness of the donut, and let's change that down to like 43. And then you can go with a no border. To me, that looks a lot better. I'm going to click on the legend and press delete. And I'm kind of resizing here and moving it around because we're going to want this to cover the text that is there. So as I'm resizing, you can go through here and change the fill on this so that you've got a background that stands out a little bit more. So let's go with that medium gray, And then if you click on the pink again and go with no border, no line, that looks much better to me. So you can choose lots of different options here. You can change soft edges, things like that, but let's just go with the shape and change it to rounded corners, and then we're gonna close. Now you have to repeat the exact same steps. So we're gonna highlight the percentages here with men and women, and we're gonna insert another donut chart, and let's change the title. Unfortunately, if you forget what the title is, like I did, you have to go back, and we've got bachelor degree or higher, and higher. So let's type that in so it's really clear what this donut is representing. And then again, let's change the colors. So we'll do a fill of pink on the left, and then we'll go with the right being the navy blue. So you can go through again and make a bunch of changes, or we could just make it simple and just go with rounded corners at the bottom in a sec, and then we'll change that to that gray. Looking good. Now let's close out of this. Once we've changed the whole size, we'll go down a little bit. Let's try to make this match, so we'll go with 43 as well. Now you can resize and move this right over top of the text that is there. Now I make these dashboards to fit the mobile screen, but if you have the entire computer screen, you can move things and expand them and make them much bigger. So I'm going to change my title just so it fits, again, the mobile screen, because once you bump down the title and you go to the next line, it's going to shrink your chart. Now for the bottom one, let's do a bar chart. We're going to select men and women in the percentages, go up to insert, and let's do a 3-dimensional one. So we'll pick that bar chart, and then I'm going to delete the title because I already have a labor force participation title in there. And we're going to cover that existing text, move this into place and resize. And then we're going to want to change colors yet again. So you can go up to chart design, and if you wanted to change the colors to just be really consistent, more monochrome, you could change this to gray, or you could have kept the colors, whichever you prefer. And then let's change the colors on the labor force participation. So again, we're going to go with pink for women and then the navy blue for men. And we'll do no border, and same thing, no border. The other option you have is to go up to the quick styles and the change colors area, and you could pick one that's already in place. But if you notice, once you do that, it does nice things for the background, but then you have to go through and change your colors again. So you might want to choose that first before you go changing your bar colors. So this is looking really good. And if you wanted to do something like change your background to a lighter gray, you could go back through here and fill these colors in. And then I went and messed up the title, so I got to fix the title real quick. But once you fix that, you're good. You've got your whole dashboard and you learned all these charts.